Good morning,
Put
everybody.
people on mute, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Virtual Business Owners Network on the 26th of July. Today we have Alec, who's going to share his experience of using AI and building up a set of commands that help him increase productivity and save time. Over to you, Alec.
Thanks very much. You can probably see a screen there, and I'll talk to you about that, what that's all about in just a moment. Again, this is a very short presentation, 5-10 minutes maximum. Interestingly enough, I had a client who is recording a number of videos. And again, these are sort of promotional videos for the business and also sort of instructional videos for their clients. And so I've been working on that project. But the person I engaged to do it managed to get what we call a fairly neutral voice, and we wanted more sort of a female gender as opposed to the male because it was softer and worked better. And we got a very, very good voice on it. The great thing is it was done through AI. So we're not having to pay some actor or actress for the use of the voice. And now that it has all been prompted, that all future videos now, all we have to do is put in the script of the videos, and that voice now will take over and be able to deliver it in a very human way. And I must say, it's been fantastic. It's not about saving costs, it's about finding something that's relevant. Now, for those of you, Nick would know, and anybody in media would know, one of the great challenges is if you're looking for voiceovers, you have to sign people up for a certain amount of time, you have to pay them a certain amount of money. And then what you do is you have to renew contracts and all sorts of stuff around it. So it can be complex as well as expensive. So AI is just easing that out. As somebody who's written a lot of articles over the years, sometimes there's quite a bit of research, but I decided to take an article and I just want to show you how this is working. You can see the screen, can you? That's called technology, apps and links. You can see all that, I presume, yeah. And really, most of what I do in terms of business is sharing information. The whole idea is just to keep myself in the, in the presence of people who are around and just say, well, these are the things I do. And as I scroll down through this article, you'll see a lot of links to apps under different headings, right? And you can see all of that. Now, that doesn't look like a lot, and yet it is, because to go and find all these links, to do the research on them, to make sure they're relevant, are they still around? So what I decided to do was, okay, hang on, guys, let me use AI and let's see what we can do with it. So I put in a prompt, rewrite this article in UK English, give a description of each app with benefits, include new relevant apps, and include URL links. So let me just copy that. So I've just copied that. Now tell me if I open out, stop sharing that, and I'm going to go into Claude. Now Claude is one of these. Oh, sorry, let me see if I can make sure I have Claude open here. Sorry, Claude. There we go. Claude, stop sharing. What's going on here? Claude. There we go. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. I'm struggling. What is going on here? And technology, love it. Microsoft. Claude, here we go. Here's Claude. Now, this is a free app. Okay, can you see all that? All I'm going to do is paste in that prompt with the article I have written. I'm just going to take out these other prompts because I want to show you how they work then on top of that. I actually did do a test in this in case it all went wrong. Hi, Manis, welcome. So let me just, now you've just seen the article that I have on my website. I wanted to update it. I wrote it back over a year ago. And I said, okay, let me use AI to update it with a prompt. Here we go. Now there is Claude rewriting that article as we speak. Now look how quickly that's all happening. Now taking a basic article. So the point of all of this is I've done the work in writing the article, but how can I use AI to make it better? So let me now Okay, I've got that article, and I decided to put in a second prompt. And I put in, rewrite the last article and include basic costs or identify free ones, right? And of course, will it do it? Oh, here we go. So now prompt number 2 has gone in. And really what's amazing is the speed. And look at all the pricing coming in for each of them. Now, can you imagine the amount of research and time needed to get this information? Okay, I like that, but I had more. So prompt number 3 is give more detailed description of each of the last articles. You have to admire the speed of it. Now, for those who are well familiar with using AI, this is probably nothing special. But what we wanted to do, there was a lot of questions about how do I make AI relevant to my business? And I'm just showing you one simple way of doing that. Look at the amount of information that's coming in. And the final one I put in is, okay, what new apps can I add to this? And use and AI apps as well. Now, what do you think of all that? Now I have a very detailed article that I can publish with a lot of valuable information. Of course, I had to do the initial bit of hard work, but look at what came out by using that with a series of prompts. And that's all I wanted to share with you today, to show you how you can use something as simple as Claude or ChatGPT. And in terms of what I'm doing with ChatGPT, by the way, I'll answer you now, David, in a second. In terms of ChatGPT, I'm using the free version, which means that a lot of the information could be a year or so old. What I do is I'll put in the prompts, I'll get it to write an article, I'll copy that article, and then what I'll do is I will take that article and put it into Claude, and then ask for statistics around what's been said and the source of the statistics. So now that gives it a credibility. And equally, I will ask for different talk titles to find if there's a one that's a better one than the ones I'm using. And that's all done literally in a minute. You've seen this. I've been only speaking for about 5 or 6 minutes. For some of you, it probably sounds like an hour, but I'm only speaking for 5 or 6 minutes. And look how quickly something with a lot of detail has been put out there that I can now publish and put out through LinkedIn and through my various channels in a matter of minutes. David, you're on mute anyway.
Sorry, yes. My big question about that is the authenticity. I mean, the reality, the accuracy, I should say, of what's coming in, and how do you check that?
And that was just what I mentioned. If you take an article, so let me just find you an article where I've done this. I think, hang on a sec, just bear with me 1 second, because this will answer your question. Just bear with me. Just want to see if I have answers to that question. Just let me see. Yeah, here we go. This should be it. Yeah, I'm going to share this with you now, David. And just to give you, this will answer your question for you. Hang on a second, it's not on there. Let me get rid of that. Share. I took another article I'd written about investing in yourself. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And in that article, I took what we were talking about in chat and put it into Claude and asked for the source of statistics. So here we go. Look, if we look down here, 73% of CEOs invest in upskilling programs, saw increased productivity in business. Source PWA 23rd Annual Global CEO Survey 2023. Yeah, consider the average UK household spend on holidays. Source ONS 2023. Participants, blah, blah, blah. 32% within the first year. Small Business Growth Institute 2023. Does that answer your questions? So part of the prompt is to ask for statistics and the source of the statistics. And so therefore, if you want to, you can go and check them out. But there's your credibility for you.
But also with especially with just taking that particular article, when you're writing about tools and stuff, the factual information it's taken from their marketing data and stuff, so it is very accurate. I've used it similar to that to get outlines for articles and then flesh them out myself, and then go back and then add statistics. Because it's a really easy way of collecting those instead of having to, in the old days, going to social media journal or something and getting, spending an hour and finding 2 lines. Now you can find 10 lines in 2 minutes and then use the chosen ones.
Yeah. And what you could do, David, is pick one of those sources and look up what the article is, just to verify it. But there's no reason why it would not be accurate. If it's picked a source and picked information from a source, there's your credibility. And but I think what the important thing to remember in the exercise is this. What I'm doing is I've published, I don't know, hundreds of articles. I'm now taking these articles, I'm putting them back through the system, repurposing them using AI to give a lot more information and up-to-date information, and able to do it now in minutes, as opposed to me having to rewrite the whole thing again. And you could do it about photography, Andrew, you can do it about, networking, referable networking, all of that. Denise, you could do it in terms of cash collections and a better way to do things.
Yeah, it's good now if I'm doing a training course and I want to just double check stuff, and then I can cross-reference it with my own work and my own knowledge.
Yeah. But for things like training courses, it can actually draw you up a content map. Not the content.
I've tried it before now, and I've said, write me a manual.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and make it short or whatever. So you'll get about a 10-page manual. And I've gone through the manual, and it looked completely, for what I wanted, it was perfect.
You can get ChatGPT to write you, like you could input your manual, upload your manual to it, get it to write a training course. Then you could also ask it to write a transcript. Then you could go to one of the AI video.
Oh yeah, and you can read off the script. And I've seen people doing that at webinars and all that. I mean, they're taking prompts off something, and they've it all timed to perfection for the hour. What they're doing the first 3 minutes, the next 5,
But you can get it to deliver. You can get like a fake AI avatar to deliver your training online.
Oh yeah, I haven't tried that yet. No.
Upload it to Teachable or any of those platforms. That's a lot of people are doing and earn money from it. You can be. It's like a faceless channel. Now, Denise, my commission on that is 3.5%.
It's called Teachable. See, there's 2 new things I haven't even heard of Claude before, or Teachable.
Well, sorry, Teachable is a platform for the back end of websites. Like there's
a learning platform.
Say again.
It's a learning management system.
Yeah, exactly. There's other ones that are out there that are slipping my mind now at the moment. But
a lot of people were telling me to use YouTube, for putting up videos and it's good too for your SEO if you've got a lot of content online.
Hard to monetize though.
It depends on what you want to do it for. If you're trying to do a course and stuff, YouTube is not ideal because, as Manna said, you can't monetize it, but also you can't control the delivery of it. It is all like, if you want a video to appear on a Friday, you have to post it. You can schedule it, but you have to make sure it's there. Whereas on the learning platform systems, you can have them uploaded, so they're fed to your course attendees at a prescribed time.
That's great. Yeah, I
or
was
you
looking
can
into this AI using somebody else's face and all that.
Yeah, you can do the
Well, I have
entire
seen
thing in
it, but I
faces.
haven't had a chance. You know, I've just been so busy sometimes that I don't get a chance to do all these other extra bits now.
Yeah, and I know AI is a time saver, but you still have to put the time into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it still takes, as Alex showed there, the better the prompt that goes into it, the better the output.
I tried it now because I've LinkedIn Premium, and when you write a post now, it says rewrite it with AI,
Yes.
and I'm not always happy with what it throws back up.
Yeah, I think
No.
it only gives that suggestion to people from Cork, though.
Thank you,
I'm
Manus.
joking.
That's great.
I'm
I'm sure.
joking.
I'm sure you're all too smart up there in Dublin.
Not if he's only charging 3.5%.
I suppose the lesson from all of this was that we were talking about making AI as a business tool for at a very basic level. You know, I mean, there's people like Manus and Chris and Amit and that may be using it in a much more complex way. But I just wanted to show how you can save a huge amount of time. If you've written articles, now you can process them through two things in literally 5 minutes and get a complete new article with sources, with information that now makes it much more readable. So just kind of think about that.
Yeah.
You can also repurpose for LinkedIn posts. So for example, if you put the link to your article and then ask it to create a LinkedIn post. But what's really important is that you're very clear about what your tone of voice is, because otherwise it'll come back in a ChatGPT tone of voice, for example. So you're going to say what your style is so that the information that you're getting back is recognizable as you. I'm noticing a few people at the moment that I know what their tone of voice is, and what they're putting up is copy and paste from ChatGPT. It does not read authentic. Super tips, but you know it's not theirs, and ultimately people will know that.
Well, presumably people will distrust most of these things going forward.
And as well as that now, like even when I'm calling around people, a lot of people are still not very tech savvy. Yeah. And they don't understand this, and they see something like it and it scares them.
Maureen, I think your point there is so on the money that it's that whole this exactly what these AI tools can be used for. Is it's not just the creation of the article, but it's a spin-off then into, give me, you know, a 4-week intro period for social media planning across all my channels. And it can take snippets of the article that it has just designed, and it will schedule them in such a way. Now, obviously, as Maureen has said, you'd want to check what it's writing, make sure the tone matches your own, but you can train ChatGPT to your own tone of voice. Now, it'll take some time and it will get better over time, but it's you know, it's still a very useful tool that if you spend the time coming up with all these articles, even if it's producing them through AI, then use AI to give you the little snippets, the social media posts across all your channels. That's a massive time saver.